Imagine waking up in a city that never sleeps, surrounded by the dazzling lights of skyscrapers and the relentless hum of life. Now imagine stepping outside to find the streets empty, the buildings silent, and every trace of human activity vanished as if swept away overnight. No chaos, no signs of struggle, just an eerie silence hanging over a metropolis built for millions. This isn't the plot of a dystopian novel. It's a real mystery from our ancient past. Around 4,000 years ago, nearly 5 million people disappeared from a civilization so advanced it outshone even the mighty Egypt and Mesopotamia. They had flush toilets centuries before Rome and sewer systems that would make modern engineers nod in approval. Their writing remains undeciphered, their cities a riddle in brick and stone. Who were these people, and how did they vanish without a trace? For the next few minutes, let's journey back in time and uncover evidence that challenges everything you thought you knew about ancient history. We'll explore the most technologically sophisticated civilization of the Bronze Age, unravel the clues behind their mysterious disappearance, and connect their fate to a 2-century climate disaster, one that's hauntingly similar to what we face today. And stay tuned, because the latest discoveries reveal these people didn't really disappear, they adapted, and their descendants walk among us. But first, consider this. What if I told you that 4,000 years ago, a civilization had better city planning than the vast majority of cities standing today? Picture the world in 2600 BCE. The Great Pyramids of Egypt are only just rising from the desert sands. Stonehenge is still a collection of scattered stones in a misty field. Yet, across the plains of what is now Pakistan and northwestern India, a civilization covers an area larger than those of Egypt and Mesopotamia combined, an astonishing 386,000 square miles. Imagine the sheer scale: bustling cities, flourishing towns, and vibrant trade stretching across a landscape bigger than modern-day Pakistan. This is the Indus Valley Civilization, also known as the Harappan civilization. But their size isn't what sets them apart. Their technological prowess is. In every single home, from the grandest residence to the most modest dwelling, there was indoor plumbing. Not just a luxury for the elite, but a standard for all. Covered sewers ran beneath the streets, public baths offered places for cleaning and gathering, and bricks were manufactured to precise, standardized dimensions, identical across hundreds of miles. Imagine walking through these ancient streets, laid out in a perfect grid, with roads intersecting at right angles, main thoroughfares wide enough for bustling markets and side streets narrow and orderly. Some researchers believe there were even regulations for traffic, all meticulously planned from the very beginning. Now picture archaeologists unearthing ancient bathrooms and discovering something that defies belief. Flush toilets connected to a citywide sewage system, public baths with changing rooms and massive water tanks, all engineered with a level of sophistication that rivaled anything that would appear in Europe for thousands of years. The infrastructure was so advanced, modern engineers still marvel at the scale and precision. Yet, what truly sets the Indus people apart is not just their technology, but their society. Unlike Egypt's pharaohs or Mesopotamia's god-kings, they left no grand palaces, no towering pyramids, no colossal statues celebrating their rulers. In fact, there's no obvious evidence of kings at all. The entire civilization seems to have thrived without centralized monarchy or the cult of personality that dominated other ancient societies. They built one of humanity's first egalitarian megacities, where communal welfare and urban planning shaped every facet of life. But amidst the prosperity and peace, a question lingers. If they were so advanced, so organized, so harmonious, what could possibly cause 5 million people to simply vanish? Fast forward to around 1900 BCE. Across the Indus Valley, a profound change sweeps through hundreds of cities and settlements. One by one, these vibrant urban centers are abandoned. It didn't happen overnight, but the collapse was rapid, maybe only a few decades. Imagine watching as the lights go out, the markets go silent, and entire neighborhoods are left to the dust. Dr. Vasant Shinde, a leading expert in South Asian archaeology, calls it large-scale deurbanization. But what it really means is that millions of people walked away from the most advanced civilization of their time. The ruins left behind tell a haunting story. There is no evidence of war, no burned layers, no scattered weapons, no mass graves. The cities were not conquered or destroyed. It's as if their inhabitants stood up one day and left, taking only what they could carry. It's the Marie Celeste mystery, but on a civilizational scale. And then there are the artifacts. Thousands of clay seals, copper tablets, and pottery marked with over 400 unique symbols. The Indus script. Despite a century of study, no one has been able to fully decode it. The symbols are unlike any known language, combining pictographs and abstract shapes in patterns that defy easy translation. What secrets did the Indus people record in these mysterious texts? Are they chronicles of their daily life, instructions for future generations, or warnings of what was to come? A century after their discovery in 2024, new archaeological methods have opened a window into the last days of the Indus cities. By analyzing soils, ancient DNA, and even the chemical signatures in pottery and bricks, scientists are uncovering clues that point to a cataclysmic environmental shift. Around 2100 BCE, the lifeblood of the Indus civilization, the great rivers and monsoon rains, began to falter. A groundbreaking study revealed that the monsoon, which had watered the region for more than 1,000 years, suddenly weakened. For 2 centuries, drought gripped the land. The Saraswati River, once mightier than the Ganges, dried up and disappeared. Imagine the Mississippi, the Amazon, and the Nile all vanishing within a few generations. Fields turned to dust, wells ran dry, and the agricultural foundation of the civilization crumbled. Dr. Yama Dixit and her team at Cambridge University analyzed ancient lake beds and found unmistakable evidence of unprecedented aridification. The collapse of the monsoon was not a brief setback. It was a 200-year drought that transformed lush valleys into arid wastelands. With crops failing and water scarce, the people of the Indus Valley faced an existential crisis. But here's the chilling part. The climate patterns that doomed the Indus Valley are appearing once more. Today, more than 1.5 billion people depend on the South Asian monsoon, and scientists are detecting signs of instability eerily similar to those seen 4,000 years ago. Could modern civilization face a similar fate if climate change intensifies? Yet the climate catastrophe alone doesn't explain everything. Recent excavations at sites like Bhairana in northern India have revealed something astonishing. Archaeological strata show that instead of perishing or dispersing chaotically, the people of the Indus Valley changed course. They migrated eastward, toward the Ganges basin, regions where water was still abundant and the land fertile. This mass migration wasn't a desperate flight, but a calculated adaptation. As rivers dried up and cities became untenable, the Harappans took their skills and knowledge with them. They carried the secrets of urban planning, their mastery of water management, and their distinctive weights and measures into new lands. Far from vanishing, they became the seeds of new societies that would shape the future of South Asia. Genetic studies published in 2024 have provided the final piece of the puzzle. By analyzing ancient DNA from skeletons and comparing it to contemporary populations, scientists have discovered that the genetic legacy of the Harappans endures. Across India, Pakistan, and even parts of Central Asia, millions of people carry the DNA of the Indus Valley Civilization. Their descendants walk among us, living proof that the civilization never truly disappeared. It evolved. Even more astonishing, some of the undeciphered Indus seals may hold clues to this transformation. New high-resolution scans have revealed patterns that resemble migration routes, water sources, and agricultural zones. It's as if the Harappans used their writing system not just for record-keeping, but to pass on vital survival information to future generations. In their final days, they may have crafted a survival manual, a blueprint for enduring environmental catastrophe. What we're witnessing is not the collapse of a civilization, but humanity's first great example of adaptation on a massive scale. Facing a crisis that could have ended them, the Harappans chose resilience. They left their cities before they became death traps, moved together to safer ground, and preserved their culture by blending it into new societies. So, what lessons can we draw from their story? The Indus Valley Civilization teaches us that advanced technology and social organization are no guarantee of survival. Nature can overturn the best-laid plans in the blink of an eye. Yet it also shows us that human ingenuity, cooperation, and adaptability are powerful tools. When faced with existential threats, people have the capacity to change course, to innovate, and to endure. As we face our own era of climate uncertainty, the Harappan story becomes more urgent than ever. Their experience is not just a tale of loss, it is a blueprint for survival. Their legacy lives on in the cities, technologies, and cultures of South Asia, and their DNA flows through the veins of millions today. There are still mysteries to be solved. The secrets of the Indus script, the full extent of their migrations, and the hidden stories etched in their ruins. But one thing is certain. The Indus Valley Civilization was not lost. It transformed, adapted, and survives in ways that continue to shape our world. What other forgotten civilizations are hidden in plain sight? How many times has climate shaped the course of human history? If you're as fascinated as I am, stay tuned. There are more mysteries waiting to be uncovered, and more lessons to be learned from the ingenuity and resilience of our ancestors.